I am about to write the greatest essay of all time. Even more important than the paper is the pencil. Okay, here we go.
You say, okay, today I'm going to make phone calls. I'm going to make phone calls from 10 o'clock till 12 o'clock. I'm not doing anything but phone calls. And you sit down. You know you're all guilty of the same thing, and occasionally I'm the same way. You sit down and go, you know what? I need a cup of coffee. And then I'll stop what I'm doing before I start my phone calls. Let me go get a cup of coffee. Instead of doing that in advance, I'm going to go get a cup of coffee.
I'm doing it! I'm doing it! Yeah! Yeah! And some of these, and some of these. Almost there, and done. Now let's see how it looks so far.
I come back with the coffee and go, oh, you know what? I go really good right now? A donut. Let me go back up and get a donut. Grab a donut, come back. And while I was in the kitchen getting the coffee and the donut, I decided to my fridge looks like a mess. This is empty, throwing that out. Next thing you know, you're cleaning your fridge out. You go back to sit down. It's a half an hour later. You sit down and you go, oh, I got my coffee's cold now. I got to go back upstairs and warm my coffee back up. You go back upstairs and warm the coffee, and there's dishes in the sink. I got to wash the dishes in the sink. So you're going to go in there, and, you can easily, it might be a good motivator for other things. You can easily clean out your garage that you've been waiting to do for the longest time, but you're not going to make the phone calls. You can clean your kitchen cabinets and take the garbage out and straighten out a room. And you know what? Oh, crap, I forgot to vacuum today, or I forgot to check my email today. I'm going to check my email. I'll get to the phone calls in a minute. Can come up with a lot of really good reasons to not do what they're supposed to do. I used to watch SpongeBob with my kids. And anybody ever watched SpongeBob? That was one of my favorite shows, SpongeBob. So one of the things I remember an episode of SpongeBob where he was supposed to write an essay.
Must write an essay on what not to do at a stoplight.
Oh. Did you hear that? What not to do at a stoplight?
And every minute he kept coming up with stuff that he had to do.
Now let's see how it looks so far. Bread time. Now let's see. White or rye bread? Or pumpernickel? Gee, I guess it really depends on the meat inside. And a visitor? For me? Hello.
Package for Mr. Squarepants.
Great, thanks. So, you like delivering mail?
It puts bread on the table.
Rye or pumpernickel?
Oh, brother.
So do you deliver your own mail? Or do you have your own mail person? But then who delivers his mail? Is there a never-ending chain of mailmen delivering mail to other mailmen? Well, I guess a P.O. box could, in theory, break the chain.
Don't you have a paper to write?
And he finally, said, okay, I'm going to write the essay now. And he did stuff all day long, did everything else except the essay. And then he finally put the paper and go, okay, now I'm ready. Grabbed the thing. And then he fell asleep because he was so exhausted.
In other news, local resident SpongeBob SquarePants only has a few hours left to complete his essay, and yet he continues to goof off. When will he learn?
That he never wrote the essay. Remember that one? AB, you must remember that episode. So
yeah, my kids are on SpongeBob too. Yeah, he's
I love SpongeBob.
ADHD on steroids. That's what it is.
Yeah. So that is typical, and it happens not just on SpongeBob, but it happens across the board for anybody else. Because come January 2, you need to step on the gas. I don't want to see anybody miss this coming new year. I don't want to see anybody miss it. I want to see it to be like everybody here has got 3 deals, got 4 deals, got 5 transactions. Julia was just telling me she has 3 new people that want to do stuff right after the new year. I mean, that's fantastic. That's what you should all be doing, is trying to generate work. Not now, unless somebody says, I got to buy a house now. Great. But if they're not looking to buy a house now, they're not going to buy it Thanksgiving week. They're not going to buy it Christmas. They're not going to buy it until New Year's.
You know
So
that I've been getting that a lot. Like a lot of people are like, oh, after January 1st. So I'm getting a lot of those. So
you should be lining stuff up for next year, not waiting till next year to do anything. You should be getting stuff lined up, having conversations with people. I'm telling you, you need to be prepared for a booming economy, an economy that is going to take off. The stock market's proving it. The prices of things will start to come down, and everybody's going to be like, I got all this money. What should I do? I got pre-approved. Interest rate just budged a little bit. Whatever it is, you got to be ready for them. Because if you're not, the buyer who's ready to go buy, if you're not ready, here's what they're going to do. They're going to say, okay, my agent isn't ready, so I'm not going to buy a house right now because I haven't heard from them. Does that sound like that's the way it's going to happen, Jenny?
no.
No. They're going to go, oh, Jenny's busy right now. She must be busy because she hasn't called me in 3 months. I haven't heard from Jenny. I'm ready now to go buy a house. I guess Jenny's too busy for me. I'm going to call the agent on the front lawn. Or I guess Jenny's too busy for me, so I'm going to find another agent. No big deal. I'll go look at houses on Zillow, and I'll just click the button that says find me an agent or get me more information or make me an appointment, whatever the hell the button says. And whoever answers the phone, that'll be my agent. Don't think people won't do that. You cannot just sit back and go, they're going to use me. Don't worry. I know they're going to use me. It's in the bag. Never, ever think that. Because as agents
I
here,
never get too confident to the point where, I know that a client could always leave.
yeah, just like
If
that. I need everybody to understand that. They're not buying a house because AB needs a commission or Ricardo needs a commission or Joe needs a commission or Andrew or anybody here that's on this call. They're not buying a house going, you know what? Andrea just got her real estate license. We should help her out. Let's go buy a house. Nobody's doing that. If they do, you lucked out. But nobody's doing that. Nobody's going to say, oh, so-and-so just got a license. Let's help them out. Let's go rent an apartment in Dobbs Ferry for $4,000 a month. Let's go buy a house for $1 million because so-and-so needs the money. Nobody's doing that. They're buying a house because they need a house. They're selling their house because they need to sell, not because you need a commission. You got to keep reminding yourself that. So when the time comes, if you're not available, you're going to go somewhere else. I'm telling you, that's how it works. I was looking for one of the agents needed a Spanish-speaking attorney. Okay, great. So now I started Googling lawyers in Westchester and Rockland County, Spanish-speaking lawyers. I called one of them. I got a voice message. It said, hi, this is so-and-so, and please leave a message. I'll be sure to call you back within 24 to 48 hours. Who the hell wants a lawyer doing a real estate transaction that doesn't call people back for 2 days? Guess what I did? Scratch the name off the list. Next. Am I even going to bother with that person? You're not going to be here. I can't possibly send you business if you're not available. Everybody understand what I'm talking about? Am I too vague in this conversation? I'm not too vague, right? I'm giving you an idea that you need to be available for people. You need to make sure that you reach out to them on a regular and they're not looking for you. People assume that if you're not looking for them, if you're not staying in touch with them, they assume, oh, Jenny, she's so busy, I'm not going to bother her. They're not going to go and wait until you're free, until you call them. And it's not their job to reach out to you. It's your job to make sure they know how to reach you all the time.
Right.
Does everybody follow this information I'm giving you? That's your job. If they call somebody else, you cannot say, miserable bastard. I can't. There are times there are people that they just don't want to use you. There's no question. When you take a listing, I have taken listings where a listing that I listed for somebody I knew, and she said, and my next door neighbor, we both want to get out of here. both of us. I went to her house, got her listing, went next door an hour and a half later, met with them. They didn't give me the listing. It's like, why not? This would have been perfect. They can drive in and look at both houses at the same time. Person said, I don't think I want to give it to somebody that you might be focusing more attention on that house than my house. Not everybody wants to list with the realtor that just listed my house. Or I need to list my house. I'm not going to call the agent who listed the house down the street. They might be busy. Wonder if they can list my house. I just want to see everybody here be successful next year. So get started. Don't wait before you start reaching out to people. Oh, I'll wait until the perfect opportunity right now to start emailing people, calling them. Next week is Thanksgiving. What's going on? What are you doing? I'm not trying to get invited to your house, and I'm not inviting you to my house. I'm just saying, happy Thanksgiving. How's the family? What are you doing this year? Oh, that's great. Plenty of stuff to talk about. Don't talk about politics, and you'll be okay. When you get a chance, you should go check out this book, Balancing Act. It's available on Amazon. Just Google Balancing Act, Joseph Barata, and it'll come right up. It's available on Kindle. It's available in paperback. Get it, read it. Let me know what you think. Thank you.